Good morning. We're in Isaiah chapter 53 and beginning with verse 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Like a lamb that is led to slaughter, like a sheep that is before its shears is silent, so he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away. And as for his generation, who considered that he was cut off from the land of the living, stricken for the transgression of my people. The eunuch asked Philip, "Tell me, who is the prophet talking about, himself or someone else?" Then Philip began with that very passage of Scripture and told him the good news about Jesus. Acts 8, 32 through 35. This is the trial of Jesus that is being spoken about by Isaiah, and it's only 700 years before it occurred. At last two came forward, and this man, "I am able to destroy the temple." This man said, "I am able to destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days." And the high priest stood up and said, "Have you no answer to make? What is it that these men testify against you?" But Jesus remained silent. The high priest said to him, "I adjure you, by the living God, tell us if you are the Christ, the Son of God." And Jesus said to him, "You have said so. But I tell you, from now on you will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power, coming in the clouds of heaven." Matthew 26, 60 through 64. Beginning in verse 11 of Matthew 27. Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And Jesus said, "You have said so." But when he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he gave no answer. Then Pilate said to him, "Do you not hear how many things they testify against you?" But he gave no answer, not even a single charge, so that the governor was greatly amazed. Matthew 27, 11 through 14. Now, as we look at these verses, we see Jesus' trial spoken about 700 years before it occurred. We see the eventual crucifixion coming up. And as we look at verses 20 and through 23 of Matthew, now the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas to destroy Jesus. The governor again said to them, "Which of these two do you want me to release for you?" And they said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "Then what shall I do with Jesus, who is called the Christ?" And they said, "Let him be crucified." And he said, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they shouted all the more, "Let him be crucified." The eunuch was being taught Jesus from the Old Testament. It was all about to make sense, but there's more.